All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about a skill that's totally changing the game for how we use technology. It's called prompt engineering, which is really just the art of talking to AI. And it all kicks off with a number that'll make your jaw drop.
Yep, $335,000. That's not a typo. According to a Bloomberg report, this is a real, potential high-end salary for a job with a very new, very specific title.
So that's the big question, right? What in the world is a prompt engineer? And why are they suddenly worth so much money? And maybe the most surprising thing is you don't even necessarily need to know how to code to do this. So what's really going on here?
To figure that out, we got to look beyond the fancy job title and really understand the skill itself. Because this isn't just about asking an AI a question. It's all about how you ask.
Okay, so at its heart, prompt engineering is a craft. It's about being super intentional with your words, carefully building and tweaking your instructions, your prompts, to get the absolute best response from an AI. It's less like a casual conversation and more like being the director of a movie, telling your incredibly smart actor exactly what you need from them. And this is not a one-and-done kind of job. A prompt engineer is always on the clock. They're constantly writing, testing, and improving. They're basically building and curating a whole library of what works and what doesn't, making them the expert, the official human-to-AI translator.
Now this is the analogy that makes it all just click for me. Mahal Eric says it's like designing a good Google search. And that makes perfect sense, right? You're way better at Googling today than you were a few years ago. You just know which keywords to throw in to find what you're looking for. Prompting is simply the next step in that evolution.
So what does this actually look like in practice? Let's look at a real-world example, because the difference between a simple prompt and a well-engineered one is just wow.
Okay, check this out. On the left, you've got a really basic command, correct my paragraph. The AI does it, sure, but the result is kind of flat and not very useful. But now look at the right. Instead of just a command, the user gives the AI a role. Act as a spoken English teacher. They give it specific instructions, and this is the key. They tell it to be interactive. The difference is night and day. And this just nails the whole point. The outcome isn't just a tiny bit better, it's a completely different experience. The AI literally transforms from a boring spell checker into a personal tutor, all because the prompt was designed to unlock that hidden potential.
Now for the really exciting part. This isn't some secret skill that's impossible to learn. There are actual core principles that anyone can start using today to get way better results from AI. So let's break down that blueprint. The source material gives us this awesome 4-step guide. It really boils down to this. Be super clear and detailed. Give the AI a character to play. Tell it exactly what format you want the answer in, and finally, try not to box it in by hinting at the answer you're looking for.
Let's dig into that adopt a persona idea, because it's so powerful. Instead of just saying, write a poem, this user invented Helena. They gave her an age, a backstory, and even a specific poetic style to copy. The poem that comes out is way more personal, more emotional, and honestly just a much higher quality piece of writing.
And being specific is just everything. When is the election? Is a total shot in the dark. The AI has to guess what you mean, but telling it which election in which country gets you a perfect answer. Same with summarizing something. Don't just ask for a summary. Demand bullet points that are no more than 10 words long. The point is, you are in the driver's seat. You control the output.
So if we zoom out for a second, it's pretty clear that this skill isn't just a gimmick. It's a sign of a huge shift in how we work with computers, a shift that's actually been in the making for decades.
I mean, think about how fast this has all happened. Back in the 60s, we had ELIZA, which was really just a clever illusion, a simple pattern matcher. Then you flash forward to 2018 with GPT-1. Then the jump to GPT-3 with 175 billion parameters. And today's models, they're trained on so much data it's hard to even imagine, turning them from simple tools into actual creative partners.
Which brings us right back to where we started. This is the new digital literacy. You know how learning to Google effectively became a non-negotiable skill for life? Well, learning to prompt is quickly becoming the essential skill for working with AI. So,
I'll leave you with this to chew on. We are, all of us, learning a new language right now, a language made for talking to machines. As we get more and more precise in how we talk to them, how is that going to change the way we think and the way we talk to each other? It's a pretty fascinating question, and one we're all going to figure out the answer to together. Thanks for watching.